pleasant good morning to our listeners out there in Radio Land. If you are listening to us via DBS Radio on the Leaks Facebook page, we would like to welcome you in a very special way. Today is our final program, our countdown for 2021. We would like to say thanks in advance for joining us for the past couple of months. We are happy to have you. If you are listening for the first time, welcome. Today is a lovely day, and we just want to give God thanks for being in the land of the living. Some people did not make it this morning, and we are happy to be alive. Today on the Cooperative Voice program is a program which highlights the role of the cooperative movement in Dominica. And this program is made possible with the kind compliments of the Dominica Cooperative Societies League in collaboration with the Credit Unions of Dominica and M-Laja Mobile Wallet, Dominica's very first mobile wallet. Today on the Cooperative Voice, we should have been speaking with the Grande Credit Union, but they are unable to join us at this time. So we're going to be speaking a little bit about the board of directors. Very important committee for the credit unions. A lot of people, when you ask what committee would you like to join, they say, hey, I would like to be a director. You know, there is something that comes with the word of being a director. And the year has ended. Next year, very early, the credit unions will be having their AGM. We know that some of them were delayed because of the COVID protocol. So next year, very early, we'll be having, the credit unions will be having their AGMs. So in the very early, they will be gathering momentum for the credit union to usher in their new slate of volunteers. Some of the credit unions, some of the volunteers, they have served their 2 terms. They are ongoing. Some of them have served 1 term. They might wish to continue according to the law if they so choose, or some of them might leave after a first term, or they might, just for whatever reason, they might not want to continue. So then the committee has to make new arrangement for some new blood, as they say. So there is an article called the Credit Union Magazine, and it is saying that the directors must evolve with the credit union. It cannot be business as usual and same old, same old. The credit union is a multi-million-dollar financial business, and it has to evolve. It must evolve. So we cannot be doing the same old things as we used to. And also the boards change, the legislations are changing. You have more coming on board, more stringent measures for people who put themselves up to volunteer. The credit union business model changes as well, and so must the board of governance. So we will talk about governance. I spoke, I think, about 3 weeks ago on the responsibilities and the qualification of a director, the mandate of the board, what is required of the board, and the person or the persons to serve on the board must be fit and proper. So these are some of the things that we will be looking at. And all eyes must be on the board, because the board is the highest level. They are the regulators really of the credit unions, and the members are paying attention to corporate governance. They want to know what the board is doing in the legal sense of it. As a board, they are responsible for safeguarding the investment of the credit union. And the credit unions can determine the step needed to assist in the evolution of their board through the following: active participation. No longer can a board member sit there and just say, I am present at a meeting, but the person must be actively participating in what is going on in the credit union. Involvement has become a principal component of service on the board, regardless of the tenure. So regardless whether the person is serving a term of 3 years, or whether the person is serving 2 terms, which is 6 years, each board member is expected to continue for the overall performance of the institution. The involvement of all the directors. While the board chair may call the meeting to order and ask people to vote, adjourn the meeting, all directors should take an active role in the meetings. So at a normal board of directors meeting, a decision might be taken and it's put to a vote. Some people may agree, some people may disagree, but a decision that marks the way forward for the credit union movement, you must participate. You should participate and you should be able to give some direction on the decision that was taken. And it has to be an active one for the continuance of the movement, or in the best interest of the movement and the members' money that they have put in the credit union. All directors are not just presidents, not just the president are responsible for the strategic decision, because the president is one person, but the board of directors, you have 9 or 13 are members in some cases, and everybody have unique skills and strengths of the directors, and this is what really makes up the asset for the institution, taking effective practices and policies in the best interest of the credit union. Trading ideas and insights. The boards that actively discuss strategies, results, and directions help promote members' long-term interests. So if the board takes a strategic decision on behalf of the members, on behalf of the movement, it has to be for the well-being of the movement and of the members. Remember, the credit union on its own is just a credit union. You need the members and their monies to run the credit union. The chairperson should possess the skills to get all the board members involved. It shouldn't be 3 people keep directing the meeting, but everybody should have an equal say and keep the board focused on the strategy, which is again for the improvement of the credit union movement. Listeners, let's take a break and we will be right back.
M L'argent! Countdown to Christmas! M L'argent! It's an M L'argent countdown to Christmas. Top up, shop, pay your bills to earn points for you to redeem cash in the M L'argent app. M L'argent, your mobile payment solution. You want to send your money to friends and family. No more standing in line. M L'argent! M L'argent! Countdown to Christmas.
Okay, welcome back, listeners, to the Cooperative Voice. And today we're speaking about the directors of the credit unions and some of the things that they must do or they should do. So we're looking at mutual understanding. The board, one of the responsibility of the board is to hire the general manager. And the manager in turn relies on the board for strategic directions, and the board relies on the manager for the execution. So there are times in certain circumstances you might have a strong board and a weak manager, or vice versa, a weak board and a strong manager, but they should really complement each other. So the manager relies on the board for strategic decisions and the board relies on the manager for the execution of the decisions that have been taken for the credit union. Self-evaluation. An effective way to develop as a board and as individual board members is to set group and individual expectation and measure results. So normally what you have in December, in some, most credit unions, they will have that strategic evaluation. So they go out, some to a different location. So they will have what you call a board planning session. And that session is solely geared at looking back at the year, at what happened, and where do we go from here. what we did that probably was not, 100%, probably in areas where we did 50. Let us look at it and how we can improve. So that is what you have the board planning session, and you plan forward. So we start in December and we say in January, that is what we're going to do. That's what our goals are. In February, March, we have a 6 months plan, or we have a 12-month plan. And then we look back at what happened last year and we see how we can improve. And there is always room for improvement. And even as directors individually, they must look at themselves and say, yeah, I could have done more, or I could have done better. I could have contributed more in that area. And they also look in that planning session for individual development. They look at training areas, not just for themselves, but for the staff members, the management of the society. And they look at the results and they measure it. Is that where we really want to be? What could we have done better? And they sit and they plan for the coming year. And they have goals and they have objectives. And the goals must be realistic and they must be measurable. Because let us face it, the board members are not the ones at the credit union. They are not the employees. They are just the volunteers. So the goals that they're setting, not just for themselves, but for the staff of the credit union, they must be realistic. And the timelines must be measurable as well. So they have to involve, all the stakeholders must be involved. So there must be involvement by all the stakeholders in that strategic and planning session. They must also understand, there must be an understanding of major financial and operating metrics, familiarity with governance model, and relationship with the CEO. So there must be a relationship. So the mandate really talks about the major responsibilities of the board. They have a mandate and it must be carried out. So they oversee the business affairs of the cooperative. That is their responsibility. They approve the policies and the procedures that govern major activities. Investments, if there is a major investment to be done, to purchase $450,000 worth of treasury bills, that is a major investment. So things like that. Ensure that reliable and timely accounts are kept of the liabilities and the assets of the movement. All revenues and expenditures and other transactions that impinge on the financial position of the cooperative. So you really do not want to make an investment and at the end of the day you turn around and you figure, wow, that was not a good deal. Or you make an investment of $450,000 and what you get is point something percent as a return on the investment. So they have to ensure that all these things are done not to decrease really the asset base of the credit union, but to improve it. Permit the regulator and his or her representative undeterred access to the records of the organization as requested. So during the year, what will happen is the regulators will come in and they will ask to see your records. And I mean, it's not whether you like it or not. It must be made available to them. There is no need to give them any runaround. It has to be given to them. So these are just some of the responsibilities and the mandates of the board. And they will look up also of fit and proper. A person who is fit and proper, the person must be a citizen. The person must not have been declared to be bankrupt, and all these things. So in the coming year, we will look again at these different criteria for being a board member, supervisory, and a credit committee. And brothers and sisters, you won't believe me, but the time is upon us. And we really want to thank you for the past couple of months that you have tuned in to the Cooperative Voice, where we give you information, reliable information on the credit union movement, on our new initiative, the mobile wallet. So we are asking you again, as the year comes to an end, to invite us again, allow us into your homes. for next year. So this is our last and final Cooperative Voice for the year. On behalf of the Board of Directors, the management and staff of the Dominica Cooperative Societies League, the credit union movement in general, M-Laja Mobile Wallet, we would like to take the opportunity to wish everyone a healthy and a productive new year. Have a blessed day, everyone. Continue to stay safe, wear your mask, sanitize, do whatever you have to do, and stay blessed. We would like to take the opportunity to thank DBS Radio for giving us that opportunity to share with our cooperators around the island. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a blessed.
M-Laja, countdown to Christmas. M-Laja, it's an M-Laja countdown to Christmas. Top up, shop, pay your bills to earn points for you to redeem cash in the M-Laja app. M-Laja, your mobile payment solution. You want to send your money to friends and family. No more standing in line. M-Laja, M-Laja, countdown to Christmas.